I knew a great deal about anger. I was raised around anger. When I was very young, after one of my dad's very violent scene that he made, I remember saying to myself, if I ever get old enough to be a dad, I would never, ever act that way or speak that way. I was so scared when I'd go to bed at night. Sometimes I would worry that if we wouldn't be alive the next day, because my dad was very violent. Got out of school and cut my own path. Went to work and started making my own living. And a few years later, I met Teresa, my wife. We got married, and right after the wedding, anger showed up in me. I wasn't happy. Things wasn't going right. wasn't getting my way, and things like that. And it just kept getting worse. I remember one day I was coming home from work, and I started thinking and making things up in my mind about how things was going to be when I got home. I thought the kids would be running up and grabbing Dad, and hugging Dad, and I knew Teresa would be there. And well, I pulled up in front of the house and got out and walked into the house, and nobody was there. I went over there to the kitchen table, and there was a note that says, "We're gone to soccer practice," or baseball, or cheerleading practice, whatever. And I got mad. But at that time of my life, I felt seriously like a lawnmower pusher and a paycheck. That's all I was good for. And I remember one night I was by myself in this room, and the walls was just closing in on me. And I just hit my knees on the floor. And I was on my hands, and I just said, God, I have become a man I did not want to be. And I asked God, I said, God, take this anger away from me. Take all of it away from me. And at that time right there, I felt an instant just feeling that hard to describe, but it just came from the top of my head all the way down to my feet. And it just felt like weights lifting off of me and falling off and falling off, falling off. God started putting me in front of people, talking to me about anger, telling me about generational sins, telling me about forgiveness. And I have forgiven my dad. And I learned that at that moment when I met Teresa, I thought she could take care of all the wounds in my life. Teresa could not, or anybody else on this world that could heal the wounds, the scars in my heart, except my Father, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. I felt like I wasted so many years because I didn't know that. But God has gave me so many precious moments since that time that I'm just so grateful.